Hey, welcome back. So, today we're going to go over the long-anticipated live-action version of Dumbo. And just for you, we brought in a special guest, our very own Disney connoisseur, Denise.
Woo! Thank you, guys.
All right, so quickly jumping into it. I mean, we got Dumbo. You know, this is a classic movie, and we got a great director, Tim Burton. We got a fantastic cast: Michael Keaton, Colin Farrell, Danny DeVito, and Eva Green. Can't forget Eva Green. What did you think of this adaptation of Dumbo?
So, going into the movie, I was expecting it to be very much like the classic. Obviously, we had the humans in the trailer, but I had high expectations, and unfortunately, they were not met. They were not met. So,
yeah, no good.
Not good.
Jerry, what do you think?
Yeah, I really was expecting the same thing as well. I was expecting original story. It wasn't that. But yeah, we'll get more into that a little bit later.
Yeah. So obviously, if you're expecting Dumbo, the original 1941 animated Dumbo, don't. All right, let's check your expectations now. It's not that movie.
It's not. It's not.
It's a completely different movie. Okay, so with that being said, this, I don't even want to call it Dumbo.
Dumbo.
Dumbo. This Dumbo, that the story that it brought, completely different from the animated. This story,
yeah.
What did you think about this story that they brought?
I think that the storyline was cool. It was very interesting seeing like a corporation come in, trying to take over the little guys. The actors, like you were saying, they're great actors. Danny DeVito, awesome. The story, though, the kids could have done better.
Yeah.
The dad was great. But the whole story in itself, I wish it kept me into it. But
yeah, I would agree that the kids.
Yeah.
And for those of you who are like, oh, they're kid actors. Yeah, I've seen fantastic kid actors.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, there are. They're out there.
So speaking of actors, let's kind of focus on that. Jerry, kind of give us a little bit more details on.
Really, the only standout in my opinion was Danny DeVito's character, Medici. All the rest of the actors, maybe the dad, Colin Farrell. He's the dad of the two kids.
Mm-hmm.
He was probably he was good. He wasn't great or fantastic either. I think he did his job. But the children, for me, they took me out of the movie. They were so monotone. I feel like the movie could have just done without them. But it's a Disney movie, so you have to have kids.
Yeah. I think they were supposed to kind of take up Timothy the Mouse's part, but they really didn't because they don't have the charisma. They didn't have the charisma. They didn't really have that relationship with Dumbo like that. What I expected.
Yeah.
Again, with the classic.
They made the little girl, this genius. I mean, she's smart, ahead of her time. But I don't think they were trying to also make her have an emotional connection with Dumbo. And she was like emotionless. She's dry. She's emotionless. Yeah. So that I hear you 100% on that. But getting into something that I personally enjoyed very much so, and I have my own biases due to my own experiences, which I'll get into. Keep watching, but visuals.
Yes, visuals. I think they were great.
Yeah,
I think they were great. They were those. Tim Burton brought in the darkness of like part of that dreamland where the animals were. It was dark. There you had your lighter moments, especially during the beginning of the movie. So it really did transition. Also, one of my favorite parts was with the bubbles.
Yes.
With Dumbo.
The pink elephant parade.
You know, in the classic, Dumbo was drunk during that time, but in this one, like everyone knows. No drinking in 2019.
At least not children.
Not children.
Yeah. Especially not animals.
Not animal children. But you were experiencing it with Dumbo. You were experiencing it. It was just visually the music, even though it wasn't a classical intake of the music, it was classical music, but it wasn't the classic version. Yeah. But it was still visually beautiful.
Visually appealing. Jerry, you wanna touch a little bit more on that?
Yeah, visually stunning. Dumbo is freaking adorable. He's cute. He's really, really cute. And
the CGI.
Yeah, the CGI is great. And Tim Burton, he immerses you into this world. He knows how to touch on details and just, he kind of just gets you into his mind, you know, in terms of what the world is trying to build, which I really enjoy.
And honestly, I mean, I was scared. I was like, Tim Burton, Dumbo. Yes, Dumbo can be creepy at times, but like
you don't want it to be like too dark.
Yeah, and I didn't want, you know, just people with stitches everywhere, and
creepy clowns,
So but he does do a really good job, like you said, getting you immersed into the world. So I did enjoy that. I also enjoyed it in D-Box, not sponsored. For those of you, I don't know where you are in the country or the world, but D-Box is basically just one of those theaters that have the seats that move with the movie, and you just can imagine moving with Dumbo flying around when he's learning how to fly or when he's actually good at it. Like, you just, that whole, it's great. And you're in a circus, you know, so everything. So that helped me enjoy the movie a lot. I could not fall asleep in any section. I didn't find any section boring at all. But you guys watched it in digital. Regular, standard viewing, which we're going to hold to that standard.
Right.
Pacing. How do you feel?
I thought there was issues with pacing. There were some parts where I feel like it just dragged and dragged. And especially the end. The ending for me, I just felt like this movie was maybe 15, 20 minutes too long. I felt like it could have been shortened up. I guess at the end they were trying to, you know, portray a message and show us, you know, how things about animal cruelty and stuff like that. But I just feel like, and I'm definitely for that. You know, no animal cruelty. You know, we want any animals that we have in captivity to be treated well. Obviously, that's all we all want that. But I felt like there was just at the end, it was just dragged on way too long.
Yeah. Okay. I think the pacing was just like that. What really brought you back were those little moments.
Those little nods.
Yeah, those little moments that were like, oh, I remember this being in the classic, you know. So or Danny DeVito kind of like breaking it up and kind of bringing you back into the whole storyline of it.
Yeah, there are those little nuggets of nostalgia that they threw in, which is nice. But then you're like, but this isn't Dumbo.
Yeah.
Special question for you, Denise. Bird Nana wants to know, did this movie make you cry? Is she gonna cry during this movie?
So you would expect, especially if you did watch the classic, because in the classic you're gonna cry. Yeah. You know, you did cry when you watched it as a little kid. But you have those moments of tearing up. You still have that mom and son kind of relationship being torn apart. So you still get watery-eyed, but not hysterically crying. I didn't. I brought my tissues, didn't have to use them, so...
Boom. There it is. Quickly, as we wrap up, did it do its job? This is an adventure movie. You know, it's a kids movie. Let's keep that in mind. Did it do its job?
For me, it didn't. Not entirely. There was nods. There were some moments where I'm like, oh man, this reminds me of the classic. But if you're going in thinking that it's going to be the original movie, no, you're going to be very disappointed in this installment. So no, I don't think it did its job entirely because of that. And on top of that, like we're going back to the acting. The acting for a lot of the actors were, even though there's a lot of talent in this movie, the characters were underdeveloped. The kids were just bland. For me, it just didn't do its job entirely. The standouts are, like I said, Danny DeVito's character Medici, and then Colin Farrell's character, the dad.
Yeah.
That's about it.
We got to remember, or at least go with this expectation in this Dumbo. It's about Dumbo, but Dumbo's not the main character, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
So keep that, you know, in the back of your mind with it. I still say it might be worth it, as far as, because I mean the D-Box movie is a little bit pricier than your average ticket. but that made my experience better.
It enhanced your experience.
Yeah, it definitely did. It's a roller coaster.
For sure.
So that was great. However, it kind of sounds like you're watching standard digital, just regular. You just, paid your $12. It's not worth it. Is that what you guys are saying?
I wouldn't say it's not worth it entirely. Go take your kids, but
it is a kid friendly. It is a kid friendly. Don't worry about it being Tim Burton. Is it going to be too creepy? No, it's fine. Yeah. I think it's a good weekend movie. Bring your family. I think it'll be fine. But maybe on a Tuesday.
Yeah, a $5 Tuesday if they have that deal in your area. If you have student ID and you're a student, you have that, or senior discount for our seniors that are watching. I would say do it that way, but I don't think full price.
Full price is not the way to go. We don't want to give Disney the message of, hey, we want to keep...
We want more of this.
Yeah, because we want more remakes. I am ecstatic for Aladdin.
Aladdin, Lion King.
Beauty and the Beast was awesome. I thought that was going to be horrible, and it was great.
Yeah.
So we want to give that message like, hey... And
do it right.
The only way we can is with our money. So that's why we do this.
Right.
So... How many eyes? Before we even do that, I was reading some other reviewers and some critiques, and I like one, so I'm going to quote him, but I don't know his name, so sorry about that. But he basically said, and I'm going to paraphrase. I'm not even going to quote it. Paraphrase. We were expecting the Dumbo movie, but it looks like Dumbo's still in Disney Vault. Boom.
Yeah.
Shots fired.
That is so true.
So how many eyes?
I would say 1,
Boom.
2, 3 and a half.
Boom. That's
not bad, but not great either.
What are you doing? Come on, Tim. So there you have it. There's our review. We're obviously avoiding spoilers. There are a lot of nostalgic nuggets. I say watch it in better quality than your digital, or watch it cheap. But there you have it. Thank you so much for watching. And
subscribe,
thank you.
Like our video.
Yeah, subscribe. Yeah, hit the subscribe button and share this on Facebook, Twitter, everywhere. Just share it. Thank you so much, Denise.
Of course,
for having me.
Pleasure being here.
If you like Denise, like, share, subscribe. Come on, man. Come on.
She'll be back also for any future Disney.
I will be back for more Disney reviews,
yes.
Disney live action, Disney everything. Basically, I'll be here.
Disney night.
Yes.
Crazy.
I'm too excited for Aladdin. That looks like it's a good rendition or adaptation of the original, at least off that trailer.
Yeah,
the
Lion
new
King too.
trailer.
I can't for Lion King.
Who
doesn't love Lion King?
Oh, but that's
even if it looked bad, I still gotta watch it. I gotta watch Lion King.
I want to see how, in Lion King specifically, like how they have Timon
and Pumbaa.
Yeah,
I didn't even think about that. Yeah,
I want to see them talking. Like,
yeah,
is it gonna be jarring for me, or is it gonna be like Jungle Book, where it was normal that every animal was talking?